KJ7 LVD, back to K7 AXA.
Roger that. K7 AXA, standing by for net and take. It's 8 o'clock, so go ahead.
Copy that. As everybody can hear in the background, my medication deal's going off, so that means it's 8 o'clock at night. So welcome to the 2-meter sideband group. And we appreciate you all coming by and everything else, and hope everybody had a good week. And this weekend's supposed to be a kind of a cooler off weekend, and I guess Friday is supposed to rain, so we'll see how the 10-meter conditions are. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to K7XA. So here's Jesse, everybody. Please be kind to him from W0. COS.
All right, thank you, Tank. Okay, here we go. QST. This is Net Control Station, Kilo 7 Alpha X-Ray Alpha, K7AXA for short. My name is Jesse. I am located in Northeast Spokane, and we're going to start the 2-meter sideband net. We hold this net every Wednesday at 8 p.m. local time on the frequency of 144.220 megahertz. The purpose of this net is to test VHF propagation and to build our network of single sideband stations independent of repeater use and as a meeting point for all single sideband enthusiasts. We do a run through with check-ins, and we get you on the board. If you want to be in and out, just say in and out when you check in. We'll mark you as such. Otherwise, when we get all the check-ins, we'll go down the list and hear from every station and give them a chance to report any traffic or signal reports or anything of that matter. With that, we'll go ahead. We'll open her up to check-ins here. And I know there's a couple out there already, so we'll just go one at a time. Name, call sign, and location. We'll get you on the paper. This is K7AXA with the 2-meter single sideband net. Now taking check-ins.
KJ7 LVD, opportunity.
AC7HH, elk, Kai in elk.
All right, first two on the board. We got KJ7LVD, Rich out in Opportunity, and AC7HH, Kai up in Elk. All right, next check-ins. Come now.
November 6, Julian, X-ray, November 10, Spokane, and 6 checks in.
Sounding very loud and strong there, Tim. Got you on board as well. Okay, next check-in for the 2-meter single sideband net. We're taking single sideband net. We're taking check-in, so go ahead and come now.
Kilo 7 Tango Bravo Sierra, Tony in Harrison.
And there's Tony, K7TBS out in Harrison. Thank you, sir. All right, next check-in. Go ahead and call now.
Whiskey 7 Juliet Romeo JJ in Medical Lake W7JJR checking in.
Sounding good out there, JJ. Got you on board there as well. All right, thank you, sir. Next check-in for the 2-meter single sideband net. We're taking check-ins. Come now.
KK7 ELC, Rick in the Spokane Valley.
And we got Rick there, KK7 ELZ out in the valley. Thank you, sir, Rick. All right, next check-in for the 2-meter single sideband net. We're taking check-in, so go ahead and call now.
KK7 AIF +1.
Check-ins for the 2-meter single sideband net. This is K7AXA Net Control. We're looking for a check-in. So any station out there wishing to check in, go ahead and call now.
KK7 AIF +1.
AIF +1 trying to check in.
Okay, I got a KK7AI, and I couldn't copy that last one. Was that a F like Fox or an S like Sierra? Roger that, and you said there was a +1 there too. Is there a call sign for the +1, or is it just a listener?
Let me verify I've got this call sign right and inquire about the +1. KK7AIF. This is K7TBS. Can you clarify that I have your call sign correct, and does your +1 have a call sign?
You do indeed have my call sign correct. I am KK7AIF, and my +1 is KC7NOA.
Oh, KC7NOA. Okay, and here's one I've heard before. All right, I got it correct then. So KK7AIF, and that's the Foxtrot and KC7NOA, both checking in.
All right, roger that. Okay, I've got KK7AIF with Foxtrot and KC7NOA. That's Michael and Lisa up in Priest River. Awesome. May need you for the relay on them there, Tony, if you wouldn't mind when we call on them.
Roger, no problem. KK7AIF and KC7NOA will be relayed for you this evening when you're through for the next discussion.
Much obliged. I can hear that control, but apparently he can't hear me. So KK7AIF, back to listen.
Roger, KK7AIF. This is K7TBS. Back to net.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Tony. Okay, this is K7AXA for the 2-meter single sideband net. We're still taking check-ins here. Any station out there wishing to check in, go ahead and call now.
I'm in Washington State. Washington, Delta November 17.
Maybe a lot of people are putting their fans on the radio, can't hear us calling. It's kind of warm out today. This is K7AXA, net control for the 2-meter single sideband net. We're looking for check-ins
How about
out
you?
there. Any other stations out there
Michigan.
wishing to check in?
Nice.
Go ahead and call now.
Yeah, sun's still up. Let's flip this around. I'll show you where it's at.
Well, I am not hearing any other stations out there right now. Can we try some relay action there? Tony, you were pretty good at getting the two
Here's
from
the
Priest
sun.
River in. Do you want to try giving a call out there, see if we can get some more?
Roger, Jesse, I'll give it a shot. This is Kilo 7, Tango Bravo Sierra, relay for the 2-meter single sideband net.
Get ready for field day.
Again, for the 2-meter single sideband net, it's come now.
Well, maybe if we bounce it off the moon, EME. Do you have the Echolink?
K7TBS, nothing rousted up.
Alright, I'm up.
Roger. Okay, well, let's try with JJ out there. He's got a good signal usually. W7JJR from K7AXA. Would you like to give a run?
Yeah, I'll give it a go, my friend. This is Whiskey 7, Juliet Romeo. My name is James, but I go by JJ, and I'm located here in Medical Lake, out here by Fairchild Air Force Base. If you can hear my signal, please come now. I also want to let you know I can hear Lisa. That was at KK7AIF just fine. Also, Once again, this is W7JJR relay station for the 2-meter sideband net, taking check-ins. Anybody, anywhere, please come now. I can also hear Kai. So with that, I'm going to give back the net control. K7AXA, this W7JJR. Back to you, my friend.
All right, thank you, JJ. Well,
All right.
we'll try one more from the central here, and then if nothing heard, then we'll just go ahead and start down the list, and we'll pick up stragglers all along the way if we can. This is K7AXA for the 2-meter single sideband.
Well, my club does a net every morning
Any station out there
at 7 a.m. Pacific time, and we're on Kabara, or we're on Echolink. And I can give you the Echolink for that if you want to plug it in, and it's pretty active. I do Thursday, so tomorrow is my day.
We'll just go ahead and we'll proceed down the list here, starting with the top with our fearless leader.
You prefer to see me or the radio?
From K7AXA in the net. What do you got for net tonight?
How many we got tonight, Dennis?
Oh, just saying thanks for everybody coming by and stuff. Been having a good week. Down,
not bad.
Over being sick. Last week and a half I was really down and sick and stuff. So sorry guys if I was real down and stuff. You guys were good.
Are you doing field day?
Be around for another year. We had our meeting yesterday and they voted me back in the president again. Down to secretary treasurer. So you guys got to put up with me calling out PBA stuff. And other than that, having fun on this Corps, and I just found your site, Jesse, and marched you down to favorite. So,
this is our website.
Everybody out there, hope you guys are having a wonderful day.
KBARA.org. But KB7ARA-R is our node.
I don't have a whole lot to report tonight. Nothing that is newsworthy anyway. I know field day is coming up. We got about, I think that's this coming weekend,
nice.
If I'm not mistaken.
I haven't done much with these.
Sounds like I know a couple of the guys.
I do have it on my ID 52A.
Down at Valley Ford Park,
well,
out there on
9700,
the highway,
of course.
For field day. I may try to join that. And let's see, the only other thing I have, I think Tank mentioned it, a couple of us have been working on building the Mesh Core network here. If you're familiar with the Meshtastic or the LoRa devices, 915 megahertz. We've been
give you some radio time here. Stand by.
Kind of help establish the Spokane and greater region there with the Mesh Core. So that's kind of what we've been playing with as a side project here. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and hit one of us up, or if you're already active on that, let us know. It'd be kind of cool to kind of work on that one as well there. I do advertise on the public channel on there, the net. So if you do have it you want to know a little bit of lowdown on the radio nets over here, I will be giving that information.
I have so many of them
periodically up there on the public forum. That's about
I also
all
love
got.
QRP radios.
With that, I will kick it over to Rich, KJ7LVD from K7AXA in the net. What do you got for us tonight?
I'm going to be dropping a lot of videos on my YouTube this weekend coming up.
The Kabara Business Net tonight. One of the directors has invited the GMRS operators to show up at our field day as well. So if anybody's interested in doing some HF, even if they don't have a license, they can use the club's extra class license and get some radio time. So that was a pretty good invitation there. And then this morning at 8 o'clock,
he's talking about our club.
My phone went off. It was an earthquake warning down in Northern California, and they had a 5.7 earthquake. Didn't hear anything about it all day long until the evening news, and they had some video file of a grocery store and one from a home security system, and the whole grocery store was rocking back and forth like an airplane in the air, and the groceries were flying, and the home security system, the cars were sitting in the driveway dancing around out there, so that was a pretty good shaker. So that's pretty much all that I have for information for the night. So I'll go ahead and turn it back to K7AXA from KJ7LVD.
All right. Well, thanks for that, Rich. Well, that's cool. The GMRS group is invited to tag along. Hopefully some of them come down there. I'm part of the GMRS group as well, but I'm also a ham too, so kind of double dipping there, I guess. But that will be cool, and that is June 27th and 28th, and that's down at the Valley Ford Community Park on Palouse Highway, 11418 East Palouse Highway. And that's going to start at, looks like about 11 a.m. I believe that coincides with the beginning of the contest on there. So, yeah, if anyone wants to get in on that, you know where to go now. All right. Thank you for that, Rich. And, interesting on the earthquake. I'll have to look into that. I usually get the National Geological Survey website will send me notifications of things like that, but I hadn't got one. But maybe I'm out of reach or something for this one. I don't know. But very cool, and thank you for that. All right. With that, we'll break with KJ7LVD, and we will check with Kai, AC7HH. I may have a hard time hearing, so if someone is able to relay Kai in,
he does come in light.
I'll probably check with Tony there first. If not, then whoever else can hear him and relay, go ahead. But we'll give it to Kai right now. AC7HH from K7AXA. How are you doing up there, Kai?
Good evening to all of you. I'm doing actually pretty good, except it's too hot for me already. Concerning earthquakes, I think it's the NOAA or another federal agency who puts out a website, and I don't know it right now what it is, which shows all the earthquakes throughout the world over, I think, 2.5 magnitude, something like that. That's very interesting to look at. What I have done so far this week is I was trying to rehab a TV rotator, but I run into a small problem. The bolt which holds the main gears in has a little clip on it, and I don't know how that thing is called, so I can't really find out to get the right tools to remove it. It's kind of like a C, and it sits in a groove, and at the end of that little clip it has two holes. You put actually a plier in it and then spread it apart to take it out. Does anybody know how that thing is called? Not the plier, the clip itself. AC7HH.
I can relay W7JJR.
Finished. I'm having a hard time understanding it through the noise tonight. Let's try JJ for an interpretation.
Yeah, Roger. JJ, go ahead for the relay.
Yeah, Roger. Good morning, or good evening, Kai, by the way. Yeah, his first comment was basically, it's too hot out. I agree with that. And then he went on to say there's a website. He doesn't remember what website it is, but it shows all the earthquakes around the world. It's a pretty cool website, and he recommends that. And then his third point was he's got this project. He describes something that sounds like a C-clip. I think he was asking what the C-clip is called, and I think it's actually called C-clip. Did I get that right, Kai? AC7HHW7JJR.
Yes, JJ, you got that exactly right. I wasn't quite sure if it's called a C-clip, but that was my best guess. I'm just trying to Google what the plier for it is called. Up the gears again. Again, thanks very much for relaying me. By the way, I can pretty much copy everybody except Hank, W0CFL, and Lisa, KK7AIF. They are very, very weak, but I can copy them. Anyway, thanks very much for the help, and I wish everybody a very nice evening. AC7HH, back to net.
All right, thanks, Kai. Got you there. AC7HHW7JJR. Yeah, and those tools are pretty common. You can get them at Harbor Freight. They got them that stretch out and that that'll stretch in, and different sizes and whatnot. So yeah, that was it. K7AXA, this W7JJR with the relay.
Roger that. Thank you, Kai, and thank you, JJ, for the relay there. Definitely appreciate it. Yeah, I know Harbor Freight. I've got two of those cases there from Harbor Freight for my portable gear. That's a pretty good deal. Yeah, they're decent cases too. So cool. Thank you for that, guys. All right, next on the list we've got Tim, N6JXN from the net here. What do you got for us?
Well, good evening, everybody on the net. This is N6JXN. I've been listening to different reports from you, Jesse, and other people out there. Yes, this is coming up to be ham weekend. Big get-together where we can do a big eyeball contest and a radio contest. Now, K-Bar is putting on a luncheon this weekend. If you wish to show up at 4 to 4:30 out at the Valley Ford Park, you're more than welcome. Yes, GMRS is also welcome. That's a way of becoming more integrated with people interested in doing talkies through the airwaves. We're not mutually exclusive from one another, remind to everybody else out there. We actually like to play on radios. So with that, I have nothing more to add in 6GXN.
All right, well, thank you for that, Tim. That should be a good meet out there. I can't wait for that.
Indeed. Okay, yes, pulled pork, cold cuts, a good time in between the rain, of course. And if you're into it, nightcrawler hunting after the hours in 6GXN.
Snipe hunting, cow tipping,
that
everything.
Sounds like a precursor to fishing there. Very cool. All right, thank you for that, Tim. Sounds like it should be a lot of fun there. All right, next on the list we've got Tony, K7TBS from K7AXA in the net. How are you tonight?
Well, just trying to endure the heat out here. I hate it when it gets hot. And unfortunately, it looks like my air conditioner died today, at least I think. So I'm going to have a fun time tomorrow ripping the panels off and see if I can't figure out what's going on with it, or if I'm going to have somebody come out and take a look at it, which usually means I'm going to have to replace it. But hopefully that's not the case. But I'll give you guys an update next week, see how that goes. K7, TBS, back to that.
And you get my comb out.
Roger that, Tony. Yes, it is definitely warm. I think it was 84 in my house when I got home this evening.
Wow.
I've got all the fans blowing. If I was smart, I'd be sleeping in the back room with the air conditioner tonight. Yeah, well, hopefully you get that resolved before too long. But I think we are going to cool down over the weekend, so maybe you got a little time to work on that. All right, well, you take care. We'll check now with JJ, W7JJR. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Whiskey 7 Juliet Romeo JJ in Medical Lake. Yeah, field day is coming up. One of the important things about field day that we haven't really mentioned tonight is food. Dinner is going to be served starting around 4 o'clock. That's 1600 if you're into the 24-hour thing. And yeah, pulled pork. And they were talking about maybe possibly bringing a little less food because of the weather. But I think after that discussion, we're bringing more. So please come out. I don't want to bring home leftovers, but I will. Perhaps Sasha likes pulled pork. So yeah, the truck is pretty much done with doing ranch work. So now I'm setting it up for the weekend. Set up with the bed and tables and radios and disco lights and stuff like that. So with that, I'm going to say 7-3 to all. I'll be hanging out here for the net for a while. I am recording this on live, and I will put it on YouTube probably, or tomorrow, yeah. Probably get there on tomorrow if you want to see how your signal is sounding here in Medical Lake. With that, I'm going to be back to you, Jesse. K7XA, just W7JJR, back to net control.
All right, roger that. I would love to see that YouTube video. You know, strangely enough, I've actually been on a couple with satellites previously, getting
nice.
caught contacts and hearing my voice
quirky
from
satellite.
afar there. Kind of weird hearing your own voice if you're not used to it. But
That's a fact.
very cool. Yeah, I would love to check that out, and it would be cool to see you at the field day there. That would be neat.
Be there all day.
Pulled pork is always welcome here. All right, you take care. We'll talk to you soon. All right, with that, we'll break with W7JJR, and we will turn it over to KK7ELZ, Rick, out in the valley. Rick, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to meeting up with you guys down there in Valley Forge Park and on Claremont Field Day. So I thought I saw something on Facebook that said that there's a chance of meteorite showers. So I'd like to throw your call on 6 meters if anything happens. We got KK7 ELZ, and I'll be here. Thanks a lot for everyone showing up.
All right. Well, thank you for the info. That's a real exciting one. That would be neat if anyone's worked 6 meter meteor scatter. I actually said it right that time.
Meteor scatter.
That is a really, really fun propagation.
Do you do any
mode
6
right
meter
there.
work?
You never know who you're going to catch on that. It's wild. I've been able to talk to Texas and Alaska at almost the same time off of that. But it sounds really weird if you're not used to it. It is really strange, but very fun. May have to try that out. And yeah, would love to see you down there too. All right. Well, you have a good one, and hopefully
Maybe
we'll
I should
catch
take
you
my
this
6
weekend.
meter beam.
All right. Breaking with KK7ELZ, we will go up to Priest River for KK7AIF and KC7NOA. That's Lisa and Mike. And whoever had the best copy on them, go ahead and relay to them. It's their turn, and then we'll hear from the
All
relay.
right, another relay.
Yeah, we hear you, but I don't know what happened to TBS, I think it was. If that was him, your amplifier is offline. But yeah, Lisa stepped up off of the couch there, so I came over here, and yeah, we're still here. KC7NOA, greetings and salutations.
Roger, Roger, KC7NOA. You want to go ahead and take a turn? Do you have anything you want to say to the net?
Nice, they got him.
Well, I guess a little bit. My in-laws in here, they just arrived a couple hours ago, and we're talking about what we might be doing tomorrow. They drove over here from Michigan.
Wow, Michigan, nice.
Yeah, I was just looking again about maybe building a VHF amplifier. I think I can build the 500 watt for roughly $300, but not 100% sure because it would be using iron phosphate batteries as a power supply, basically. But anyways, yeah, really not much today. I'm just kind of sitting here enjoying the cool interiors of the house and, and the in-laws, of course, KC7NOA.
Roger, Roger, KC7NOA. Well, gang, he's got his in-laws in town, so they're busy trying to figure out what they're going to do in the next couple of days. He's got a project. He's trying to build a VHF amplifier. Should be a 500 watt. He thinks he can do it for $300, but he's trying to work around using iron phosphate batteries. Other than that, he's just
Excuse me.
Lisa has gone on to do some
Adam,
other things.
welcome aboard.
He had no input. A7, TBS, back to net.
All right. Thank you, JJ and Tony there for getting the relay. And wow, that sounds cool. Building the amplifier. Maybe that'll boost a little bit of the signal up this way. And boy, if it works, hopefully he's taking orders. I might be interested. Just all right, very cool. All right, with that, I think right before relays went in, I thought I heard KC7HFL out there, Lyle, out in Clayton. Was that you there, Lyle?
KG7VC in the house.
All right, real quick, we had KG7VC, and I think he said in and out, but if not, we'll stand by. And one more time, a call for KC7HFL. Lyle, are you out there from K7AXA in the net? All right, well, maybe Lyle was just a drive-by there. Okay, Jimmy, did you have anything for Nat, or are you just in and out?
No, I was just saying I'm in the house. Yeah, we got our limb trimmed up today, so we got that little thing out of the way. Got an insurance thing coming for the house, for the roof, so everything's in motion. So we just got to find a contractor now to get that hole patched up.
Right.
But anything else is kind of good.
Thanks for all those likes, by the way.
I got a couple jobs I got to do for folks, but that's kind of why we do what we do. Anyway, I hope everybody has a good field day. Not too sure what we're going to do. I thought we were going up to NZ2S's lake place up there in Green Bluff for field day. I think that's what the plan is. She's driving, I'm just tagging along. Got a new seat in my truck there that swings out and lowers down so I can transfer from the wheelchair into the seat of the truck. And it lifts me back up and shows me back in the truck. It's pretty cool.
That sounds cool.
It's all servo motors and so forth. It's really a nice setup. But I don't have much else going on. We're just puttering along here. Running over the dog's tail with the wheelchair and stuff like that.
Poor dog.
Anyways, that's all I got. I hope everybody has a good one. KG7BC.
All right, well, thank you, Jimmy. That's a cool deal that you got that seat for the truck. It'd be nice to be able to get mobile and go out and do that. And yeah, you'll have to say hi to all them guys up there. That sounds like it should be fun. I've been up there, but I have not worked radio up there at Jeff's place. So you have to let us know how the sound is, noise and propagation and all that. That'd be interesting. But who knows? Maybe we'll even catch you on the air or something. Awesome, very cool. And I guess doggy, watch out. Jim's on the roll there. All right, thank you, Jimmy. All right, we'll break with KG7VC, and I will do one more call for any later missed stations out there. Any other stations wishing to check in to the net, now's your chance. Go ahead and call now. All right, we had a double there, and I heard KC7HFL. Other station, go ahead and try one more time. All right, Kilo Mike 6, Juliet Golf, up in Mead. Anything for net tonight?
I guess I forgot. Anyway, get on and start to get back. Anyway, say hello and check me in, okay?
All right, roger that. Well, thank you for stopping by, and good to hear you there. All right, next we'll check with Lyle there, KC7HFL. How are you doing, Lyle?
I am surviving the heat. I got a question. How much mission I might have the amplifier hooked up back.
Well, to my station right now, you're running about a 5.5, good solid S5 on the meter here.
I can barely hear him.
Okay, I must have the hooked up back. Anyway, been busy working for everybody else but me, and it's a little more than I can take, so I retreat back into the house in the afternoon. That's might be over I get from work. Back in there.
I hear you, Lyle. Yeah, it is a warm one for for sure. And I think after that, I think I'm going to go turn on the air conditioner in the back room and lay down back there. Well, it looks like it should be a little bit cooler the next couple days, so shouldn't have to suffer
Thanks
too long.
for the follow.
All right.
I'll get you back.
Well, good to hear you there. I'll give one more call for any later missed stations out there that want to check in. This is K7AXA with the 2-meter single sideband net. Later missed stations, go ahead and call now.
Almost hear somebody, but not.
All right, last call for any later missed stations before we shut her down here. This is K7AXA. Anyone else wishing to check into the net before we close her down, go ahead and call now. All right, nothing heard. Well, we'll go ahead and shut down the net here. Time is 20:36 hours. I want to thank each and every one of you for checking in and being part of the net. Can't do it without you. And hope to see some of you on field day. And, don't forget, we also have the 10 meters on Friday night, 70 centimeter on Saturday, and 6 meters on Sunday. And you can usually find somebody on one or the other or all of them. All right, with that, we'll close the net here. This is K7AXA. I will return the frequency back to regular amateur use. And for the count tonight, Tank, we have 13. Lucky 13.
Nice.
All right, 7-3 all, K7AXA.
All right. I'm going to shut her down. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for all the likes. Remember, Echolink KB7ARA-R. IROP reflector 9075. I'll be on in the morning, 7 a.m. Pacific time. But we're there every day of the week. Now's the time to turn on the radio. Peace out.